Don't touch this. Thank you for attending the Hiroshima Nagasaki Atomic Bomb Victims Memorial Service, co-sponsored by the Seattle Hiroshima Club and the Seattle Betsuin Buddhist Temple. The picture you see on the screen is a gruesome reminder of the devastation just one atomic bomb can do to an entire population. I'm sure you're all familiar with the impact it had on both communities. We are all descendants of Japan, who also suffered greatly during the war. And I just want, this is a very emotional moment for me. I've never done this before, so please excuse me. We have today, on 2 days before the bomb struck in Hiroshima and 5 days before the bomb struck in Nagasaki. So we need to give our thanks to those who survived the bombing and those victims that we do know. So those are my opening remarks. I'd like to say Namami Dabatsu, Namami Dabatsu, Namami Dabatsu, Namami Dabatsu.
This morning's service will begin with the ringing of the kansho by Yuya Kusunoki. This will be followed by sutra chanting of Sambujo, led by Rinban Kusunoki. Sensei will then give the Hyobakyu dedication, followed by sutra chanting of Sanbutsuge, found on page 12 of the Orange Service Book, or displayed on the screen to my left.
Namanda, 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 Namanda. chanting of 三部上。部上みだ如来にうど上三下部上釈迦如来にうど上三下部上じぽ如来にうど上三下ナワント。Today we have come together to honor the deceased, the victims of the atomic bomb, Hiroshima and Nagasaki atomic bomb victims. Reflecting upon the contribution which they made to our lives, we place our hands together in gassho and express our respect, remembering the foundation of the Buddha's teaching, which are the factors unifying us all. We reaffirm our reliance upon the three treasures of the truth. I rely upon the Buddha, I rely upon the Dharma, I rely upon the Sangha. On this occasion, let me introduce one passage from the Raja Sutra. Wherever the Buddha travels, be it in the country, province, town, or village, there is no place which does not benefit from his virtue. Peace and harmony reign throughout the land. The sun and the moon shine brightly. The wind and rain are timely. And no disaster or disease ever occurs. The land is prosperous and the people live in peace. So there is no need to use soldiers and weapons. People respect virtue, cultivate benevolence, and diligently observe propriety and humility. 仏の有利したもうところの国王を苦樹、家をこうざるはなし。天下は順し、日月称名なり。風雨時をもってし、祭礼起こらず。国豊かに民安くして、氷が用いることなし。徳をあがめ、仁を起こし、努めて来場を主す。ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナマンダ、ナマンダ、ナマンダ、ナマンダ。The chanting of 三仏芸。おうげんぎぎいじむごくにょぜみょむよとしゃにちがまに主公遠慮開心音平有脈十目如来有限調整無輪小学大本コルジポ開門小有心三昧知恵意徳無量修正系不人体前年小仏法愉快愚人人の空語外体無明欲ぬ世尊よむにのしし人徳無量空君高大知恵寿命高妙非尊心道大戦願が差別在所法法可動生じ未不下脱不正常意愛人生じ如是三昧知恵以上聖徳仏不行志願一切空空一切大半決し有仏 百千の億万無量大小修行五者供養一切死と勝負不尿具道検証不逆非尿五者小仏世界無不可欠無種節道公明師匠変死症国妙世精進一難量両が差仏国土第一五種奇妙道上宇宙絶国領内本任務とそがといはいみん道断一切実法由来書新年所有上意とゆが国経楽安の恋仏神妙税が心象本願の日力所所欲実法生存知恵無限上領子孫知が信行軽量心死食毒中が行有生人人中不敬ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがにしくどく病ゆどゆせいさいどうほんぼだいしんおゆじょうあんなこナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナバンダ、ブナバンダ、ブナバンダ、ブナバンダ、ブナバンダ、ブナバンダ、ブナバンダ。
We will now have incense offering by organizations. Atomic Bomb Survivors, Aiko Fuji. Seattle Hiroshima Club, Eva Tsue. Seattle Betsuin Buddhist Temple, Suzy Taketa. Thank you. We will now see video interviews of Harutsu Taketa and Ritsuko Kawahara.
Oh, I did mention here 14 kilometers north, northeast from city center to where we live. That morning I'm supposed to go to volunteer work around 8:30 or 9 o'clock. But I heard radio saying there's an enemy plane in the area, so I went outside and saw the bomber went through the city. And I was watching up there, and right over the city, there was a shiny thing was still floating, coming down. And we didn't know what it was. I kept looking at it, and all of a sudden, flash, a strong flash. Well, about 38 seconds later, big boom. I heard it. And we didn't know what was going on. But anyway, I saw the mushroom, kind of pinkish red, with a kind of white smoke. And of course, the mushroom wasn't like perfect picture like you see in a book or movie. Mm-hmm. It kind of stirred. It's my cousin. After bomb, my aunt went over there because they had a evacuation location in case something happened, emergency happened. And she knew where it was, so she went out. And first day, she didn't see anybody, him. And then the second day, no luck. Third day, he found him lying in the assembly area. And he was hurt real bad. And there was no cart or truck to haul him over. So Aunt put him on her back, carried all the way back to Gyeong, which is probably 3 miles. Wow. And that's a long distance, you know, carry a boy. And the road had all kinds of detour because bridge were down, and then some street he can't get through. He had to take a tour. I don't know how long it took her to get home. But anyway, his son survived for 3 days. Sadly, he died. And then he was only 13 and a half years old, same age as I was. And his father came home, and she had to tell him, he was gone. It was a really sad story. I can remember that, but anyway, the father was so shocked, just screamed, and the neighbor heard it. That was a story from my aunt.
先生がね、朝礼台に立って、勝谷先生の覚えてるんです。勝谷先生。敬礼言ってたんで、これみんな敬礼してたでしょ、敬礼。ほんだらね、もう飛行機は上の方へ旋回してたんですよ。ほんで子供だから、こうして見るじゃないですか、こうして。どこ見よるんかいって叱られたんですよ。そうしよったらね、ピカー言ったんだ、ドン言ったんですよ。そうしたらもう見たら小学校の向こうが丘で言ったでしょ、その矢野の駅で海でもう広島宇品とか淵田家みんな見えるんで、そっから黙々ともうものすごい困難がもう何が何や無我夢中でもう先生がもう教室入られてまっすぐ帰りなさい、私なんか何が何かわからない、もう一生懸命無我夢中で家に帰ってきたんですよ。もうしばらくして、ちょっとだいぶあるからね、30分。どんどんみんな被爆者が自転車やもうジャカーとかね、大発具合にみんな学校に連れてきたんですよ。で頃言っても私も町言っても小さかったから婦人会のメンバーも少ないし、それからみんなそれぞれがみんながね交代でね、看病って仕事ないんですけどね。で私も母親に誰もいないから、弟と私が母親について行ってたんですよ。でその時にもう本当に忘れない、水くれ言うんですよ。ほんでダメだこんな水やって子供だからね、水くんで水やったらダメよ言うてね、ほんで言われてね、ほんで水くれ、ほんでお母さんって言ってるんですよ。ほんでね、かわいそうでね。ほんでそういうことも65年経って本当に他のことを忘れてるんだけど、本当によう忘れます。夏休みが始まって勉強できないが机にもう皮がくっついてるじゃないですか。みんなこうして寝かされてるんだから、だからちょうど私の教室だった何教室か使ったわけなんですよね。ほんでくっついて勉強できない、だからすぐ学校の裏に小さい小川があったんですよ。そこへみんなが机持ってって、頃はあれがないじゃないですか、ソープないじゃないですか。だから縄があったら縄をこんな巻いて、砂があった川に砂をねつけてこんなにこさげてね、ああいうことは覚えてんですよ。
Please rise if you are comfortable doing so for the song Sadako and the Thousand Paper Cranes.
Senpazuru, senpazuru, tsubasa wo hidogete, maiagaru, maiagaru, Sadako no yume no se, heiwa no kane nanaso, minna de nanaso. Thousand paper cranes, spread your wings way up high, dancing through the sky, with Sadako's dream will fly. Bells are ringing, children singing, peace is rising in the world. Sadako 発る千発る翼を広げて Thousand paper cranes, thousand paper cranes, spread your wings way up high. Hey, wanna cut it on us all. Peace is rising in the world. Sadako will carry on, carry on. Sadako will carry on, carry on. Sadako will carry on, carry on. Sadako will carry on. You are the symbol of peace.
Please be seated. We now have messages from the Hiroshima governor that will be given by, not you? Oh.
Nihongo no message を先に日本語のメッセージを先、読み上げます。広島県知事湯崎秀彦氏からのメッセージです。シアトル広島クラブの皆様におかれましては、日頃から広島県と皆様の活動地域との友好交流の架け橋としてご尽力いただいておりますことに対し、厚くお礼申し上げます。また、広島県ゆかりの皆様が広島から遠く離れた異国の地において、毎年8月6日に合わせて平和記念行事を開催され、原爆犠牲者を追悼し、平和を記念されていることに心から敬意を表します。79年の長きにわたって核兵器使用の恐ろしさや悲惨さを広く発信し、核兵器絶滅の目指して尽力されてこられた被爆者の方々は、すでにその平均年齢が85歳を超えており、被爆体験とその思いの継承が大きな課題となっています。また、昨年の G7 広島サミットを通じて、核兵器廃絶に向けた国際社会の機運が醸成された一方で、依然としてロシアによるウクライナ侵略と核恫喝が続いています。加えて中東ではイスラエルとハマスの紛争が勃発し、イスラエル軍によるガザ地区への大規模な攻撃や近隣諸国との対立や緊張の高まりなどによって、核保有国であるイスラエルを起点に中東地域に一層の不安定をもたらしています。核兵器廃絶への道のりはかつてないほどに困難なものとなっています。だからこそ私たちはその実現を一層強く信じて行動しなければなりません。被爆者をはじめとした多くの方々、さまざまな団体、各国政府の尽力によって国際社会に形成された核のタブーは今後も決して破られてはならず、それと同時に私たちは核兵器絶滅に向けて着実に前進しなければならないのです。来年には原爆80年を迎えようとする中、広島県は平和を担う次世代のリーダーの育成をはじめ、核抑止に代わる 安全保障理論の構築や国連の次の開発目標、いわゆるポスト SDG に核兵器廃絶目標を設定するための取り組みなど、さまざまな平和の取り組みを強化してまいります。シアトル広島クラブの皆様におかれましては、引き続き本県の平和の取り組みへのご理解とご協力を賜りますとともに、現地における平和の発信にご尽力くださるようお願い申し上げます。終わりにシアトル広島クラブの皆様のご健勝ご多幸を心からお祈りいたします。2024年8月4日、広島県知事、湯崎秀彦。ありがとうございます。
April 4th, 2024. Dear Seattle Hiroshima Club members, I would like to begin by expressing my gratitude to all of you for consistently serving as bridges of friendship between Hiroshima Prefecture and your region. I would also like to express my sincere respect to all of you in connection with Hiroshima for your efforts in holding annual peace memorial events around August 6th in a different country far away from Hiroshima, commemorating the victims of the atomic bombing and pray for peace. The average age of the Hibakusha, who have worked hard over the past 79 years to disseminate the horror and tragedy of the use of nuclear weapons and to achieve nuclear abolition, is now over 85, and passing on their experiences and thoughts has become a major challenge. In addition, while the G7 Hiroshima summit last year fostered momentum in the international community toward the abolition of nuclear weapons, Russia's invasion of Ukraine and its nuclear threats continue. In addition, a conflict between Israel and Hamas has erupted in the Near East, leading to a large-scale attack by the Israeli army or military on the Gaza Strip and increased confrontations and tensions with neighboring countries, starting with Israel, which is a nuclear power, causing further instability in the region. The road to nuclear abolition has never been more difficult. That is why we must believe even more strongly in its realization and act accordingly. The nuclear taboo formed in the international community by the efforts of many people, including A-bomb survivors, various organizations and governments of each nation, must never be broken in the future. And at the same time, we must make steady progress towards abolition of nuclear weapons. As we approach the 80th anniversary of the atomic bombing next year, Hiroshima Prefecture will strengthen various peace initiatives, including the development of the next generation of leaders for peace, the creation of a security theory to replace nuclear deterrence, and efforts to establish a nuclear weapons abolition in the next UN development goals, the post-SDGs. Moving forward, we would like to ask all of you, the members of the Seattle Hiroshima Club, for your continuing understanding and cooperation with our peace efforts and for your efforts to promote peace in your region. In closing, I would like to offer my best wishes for the health and happiness of the Seattle Hiroshima Club members. Yours truly, Hidehiro Yuzaki, Governor of Hiroshima Prefecture.
Thank you, Namikata Sensei and Kurt Nakayama, for delivering the message from Hiroshima Governor. Please rise, if you're comfortable doing so, for the reading of the threefold refuge, which will be displayed on the screen to my left. Difficult is it to receive a human form. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Dharma of the Buddha. Now we hear it. If we do not cross over to the truth in the present life, in what life shall we cross over? Let us with sincerity and true reverence take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we, together with all sentient beings, awaken to the great way of enlightenment and to the unsurpassed intent of Amida Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we, together with all sentient beings, enter the storehouse of the Dharma, becoming like the wisdom ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we, together with all sentient beings, become units in true accord, in harmony with all things. The peerless, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rare to encounter, even in many hundreds and thousands of kalpas. Now we are privileged to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teachings. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandabs, namandabs, namandabs. Please be seated. This morning's Dharma message will be given by guest minister, Reverend Dr. T. Kenjitsu Nakagaki. Nakagaki Sensei is a Buddhist priest and is a president and founder of the Heiwa Peace and Reconciliation Foundation of New York. He is also a president emeritus of the Buddhist Council of New York, a Hiroshima Peace Ambassador, Nagasaki Peace Correspondent, an honorary board member of the Interfaith Center of New York, an honorary president of the Sangakaya Foundation, and New York City Police Department clergy liaison. Since 1994, Nakagaki Sensei has organized an interfaith peace event to commemorate the Hiroshima and Nagasaki atomic bombings. He additionally organized the annual 9/11 WTC Memorial Floating Lantern Ceremony from 2002 to 2011. Nakagaki Sensei was ordained in 1980 at the Nishi Honganji Temple in Kyoto, Japan. In 1985, he was sent to the US as an overseas minister, first serving here at the Seattle Betsuin, then at the Parlier Buddhist Temple, and then New York Buddhist Temple. He is an author of the book, The Buddhist Swastika and Hitler's Cross, Rescuing a Symbol of Peace from the Forces of Hate, as well as No Worry, No Hurry, Eat Curry, Tracing the Path of the Buddha in India, the Kindle version of which is available in English. So please give a warm welcome to Nakagaki Sensei.
どういう活動をしているかのビデオを見ていただきます。Yeah, this is the last year and we make this film, but yeah, maybe you can reflect.
Justice can be a war maker. When you shout justice, it may divide us. Justice could be on the list of weapons. Even hell is paved with good intentions. When we realize we don't know anything, we can open hearts humbly. There is no battle for justice, no reason to criticize. There is no reason to divide us. Can we walk together? Can we walk together? I am ready. We are ready. We are
Do you want me
Only
to-
thing I want to say is I want the whole world without a war. That's my message.
Okay.ちょっと普通、なんか返事が、もう一回、はい、ただいま。はい、yeah, it's just nice. That's the, what's your name? Sorry. Your name is, okay, that's his idea. But then, no, but at the same time, that was good. I thought it was, because, yeah, it's like a home. The temple is like a home, the welcome home, and so that's the words for tadaima. And so, I mean, myself, and so your words is okaeri, welcome home, right? So in one way, this is, for me, this is really like one of the home in the United States. I mean, because this is the first temple I ever served. So I never, know anything about the United States, but this is, even I didn't have a driver's license at that time. So, and it's so, but anyway, so that I thought it would be a good idea. Thank you for giving me that suggestion to say. But then, yeah, that was already almost 40 years ago, 39 years ago, exact. And so I served here until 35. And so it's nice words to begin with. And but for today, of course, I was only 24, so pretty young man. But then I have a permed hair. I don't know. Some of you know Kiki-san. Her daughter, I guess, took care of my hair. So luckily we don't have a picture. You still have a picture here, so you may not to tell. Do I really serve here? Because if you look at all the pictures, yeah, I don't look the way that now I am, I think. But then yesterday or a couple of days, people say, you haven't changed. Well, I guess I don't know where what do you see? But anyway, at least I have a hair and I have a perm hair even. And so that has been changed. But for today, yeah, maybe if you have a phone, can you turn off the... Yeah, that's normally the announcement it should be. And then first of all, I so like to thank Kusunoki Sensei, to Rinban Kusunoki, and to allow me, first of all, to speak here today. I happen to be here for the 25th anniversary of the, actually this is a U.S.-Japan Foundation Leadership Workshops, program. So I'm here, happen to be this weekend. And so I just asked him whether I can stop by and say hello. And then also Hiroshima Kai, who has been hosting this, even when I was here, Rinban Ouchi always attend because he's from Hiroshima. And so it's nice to see that still continue. And of course, at that time, it was really a lot of people still came to the Betsuin. And I'm very sorry about what happened to the fire. And I hope you can go back to the the main temple soon. And then it is actually wonderful to see Reverend Castro, and he's hiding himself, but with a mask. But I think next year his 50th year in Seattle, I believe, and so this is his 49th year here in Seattle Betsuin. Seattle, the town. So for today, since this is a Hiroshima Nagasaki part, and so I just wanted to start sharing how I involve, why I have this kind of title, Hiroshima Peace Ambassador or also Nagasaki Peace Correspondent, because I'm from Osaka, if you know. And, that doesn't connect. But at the same time, I was assigned to the New York Buddhist Church, as the chairperson mentioned, in 1994. And so at that time was actually the 50th anniversary of the Hiroshima Nagasaki atomic bombing. And I happened to be the New York Buddhist Church has the statue of Shinran, Shinran Shonin statue survived in atomic bomb. And so that became my reason to host the those events that you see that start from 1994. Supposed to be, it started 1995. That's wrong actually. But so that every year the August we decide to do the ceremony. One of the reasons for me was of course when I was little I went visit of course Hiroshima. And then that was something very, moving experience. I still was elementary school. So at that time, of course, the museum itself is a little different. It's really like a ghost house because it's so scary for the children to see how, people are. But then after that, then how can we, at that time, my little, little TK. By the way, I'm known here as a Toshi because Toshikazu Kenjitsu Nakagaki. And but then I got the Kenjitsu part when I was in California. So that's why I now use Toshikazu Kenjitsu Nakagaki, so it make it shorten as a TK. And so when I was in New York, and then normally they call me TK. Let me see. Just make sure I follow the time also. But then I just wanted to first share about the story of the particular statue of the Shinran, why the statue Shinran is there, and so actually this is the Hirose, Mr. Hirose, who lost actually the son. And but he became Jodo Shinshu Nembutsu practitioner, and so then after that he wanted to do something for his son. So he decided to create a statue of the Shinran, the particular statue that we have now, and so with the walking, and so that particular statue, he decided to make the 6, because Namo Amida Butsu is the 6 characters, right? So that's why he decided to make a 6 statue of the Shinran. That's the original one, of course. So later it becomes all over the place. But so one of the original part of the particular Shinran was placed. He's from originally from Kuwana, and then so he donated one in Kuwana, one like Kyoto, Tokyo, and also maybe Kyushu だったかな. sorry, my memory. This part wasn't planning to, but then also Hiroshima, and so of course this is a Hiroshima kai, so I'm sure some people, many of you visited Hiroshima. There's a what do you call it, Mitaki? It's a little high, there's a little park over the Mitaki Hill, and so that's about 2.7 kilometer to the what do you call it? What do you call it? Epipoint? Epicenter. Yeah, epicenter. Sorry, my brain is damaged nowadays, thanks to the coronavirus, maybe, or just simply the age. But so that particular place I went before I was assigned to the New York Buddhist Temple, but anyway, that's where the statue was. And then when the war started, and then when the atomic bomb dropped, so that was the statue of the Shinran faced to the the epicenter, and then after that, so in a way he witnessed that this statue witnessed what happened to the Hiroshima, and then many people actually came and died in front of the statue too, and the front of the statue, because of the the heat, so it became melted, and then changed the color, and it's a bronze statue. And but then when that happened, after that, Mr. Hirose wanted to send the statue to the United Nations, or the New York, and so this story makes it long, but anyway, I think it's yeah. So then. But at that time was a lot of opposition even for that, because that statue is also help people, because even though the bomb was dropped, atomic bomb was dropped, the statue, was still standing, right? So that's why it makes people, especially the Hiroshima, many Jodo Shinshu followers. So when they see the statue standing, that gives the hope and that gives the strength. And so at that time, so if Mr. Hirose said he wanted to, although he already donated, but to Hiroshima, but then going to the New York itself is not a good idea. But then after that, there's an opposition too. But yet somehow, in the end, they sort of resolved the problem, which means the statue, top of the statue, go to New York, and then instead they put the statue of Shinran 9 years old. So they placed a 9 years old Shinran, but then bottom itself is still there. So only the top of the statue part went to New York, and then that was actually 10 years later, so 1955. And then, well, it's interesting, or maybe coincident, but the dedication of the statue of Shinran in New York was actually September 11, I believe 1955. So but then because I learned, what I learned is a very moving for me was when the statue was sent to United States, New York, the statue went all the part of the city of Hiroshima, just visiting, and then people pay respect, and then make this statue, wishing that this statue bring the peace message to the world. So as the sorry, and so that make me feel, that as a minister of the New York, so I have to really take care of this statue, meaning, which of the statue is there to bring the peace. So even though it's first year, the 50th anniversary, so we decide to do something. And then because when I arrived there, there's no plan for anything. So statue was just there because during that 7 years, there's no minister in New York Buddhist Church. So overseas, of course, like from the Washington, D.C. At that time, Reverend Tsuji. And so anyhow, 1994 I went, and then we do have some opposition from the members of the temple because simply, Manhattan Project, Manhattan Project to create the nuclear weapons, that started in New York. And then if we were going to do some kind of ceremony outside and then open to the public, they may have some feeling or, we don't want to show people, I guess some bad image or what's happening there. But in the end, interestingly, the other religious group, like a Christian, or Jewish or Hindu, Buddhist as well, but they actually encourage. So it's simply because they're actually very happy that because even, if the Japanese people do something, we can really support. And so that's why you see a lot of interfaith group people supporting each other. And I think because first of all, we cannot make a world peace only one religion, one group of the people, but somehow we become all together, right? And then create the peace. And so that's the kind of first encountering from the interfaith part. So because of that, from the beginning, this ceremony itself is the interface. So we can work together. How can we work together? And even song is a work together, right? And so I think it's a very important message. So bring the peace. So and then for me, one of the reasons I quote the passage is may this world to be happy, or may there be peace in this world, or harmony in this world. Then the Shimran said, right, may the Buddha Dharma spread. So which means when the Buddha Dharma spread, the peace and the harmony will be born or created. And so like the same idea of, I think, Raja Sutra too. So when the Buddha there, then the peace come. So that's the kind of a message that I feel like is important for us to remember. So that practicing Buddhism is not totally separate, but rather, by practicing the Buddhism, the essence of Buddhism, which means probably learning yourself, create your own peace, and create your own, life. Live your life fully. Then that start, bringing all the energies and then working together for peace. And so I feel it's always wonderful things. Oh, and then just only a couple of days ago, when was it? Sadako no yeah, even Sadako statue was, damaged and destroyed, taken, but yet, people gather. So because Reverend Kusunoki asked me to join, whether I'm interested in joining, and so I joined it. But then that was also very, very wonderful. The community all comes, and then not just one community, but other community comes together and share the thoughts and bring in the crane and Sadako's wish. This song, so this is the second time I heard this particular Sadako song too. So it's just bringing, all the wish, and then the Sadako's wish. It's not just only her wish, it spread out and then go beyond, right? Go beyond her and then go to even like a spread in our world peace. And the same idea that, when we have, your boundary. We have maybe sometimes we do Hiroshima, Nagasaki. That's about it. But yet Hiroshima, Nagasaki can be and beyond too. We should be sort of like a Hiroshima experience, Nagasaki experience is actually very, very, what do you call it? Invaluable experience, right? Because nobody else can talk about, this such wonderful, important experience. But then somehow we tend to, hide it ourselves, but not sharing others. But then by sharing others, the things, then some people feel moved by their word, and then so that bring more people to help or spread the peace. And then I feel like each one is different. Of course, I'm different from you, and you're different from me anyway. I mean, in a sense that different tastes and different ability that we all have. Yeah. So, but then the one thing for the nice part of the Buddhism, is like among the Buddhist disciple, everybody is a number one, right? Shariputra is number one for wisdom, and and Obon what we have last week or something. So the Moggallana is number one for supernatural power, or whatever you call it, and everybody is a number one actually. Even Ananda, who hear the Buddha teaching, he's a number one for listening, right? Many listening. So it's actually each one is different, but yet each one is a number one, meaning you can really cultivate yourself, with the Buddha Dharma. Then you yourself become number one because we each one has a unique life and a unique experience. So that's why as we practice the Buddha Dharma, the Nembutsu, that support and then make you more and more to explore, and then so which means you can do more things your own way. You don't have to imitate the other people, but whatever you have, you can do. You can start with your family too. Even you can start saying, good morning, hello, okaeri, tadaima. I mean, that's a simple things too. So that become like, simple words. Then, people can smile each other. And when you smile people, they don't normally have guns and so forth, control and, stuff like that. I mean, what do you call it, hurt other people. And so one thing, even like you can smile to anyone, and that doesn't cost anything either. But then if you can really feel happy, then you can share those things. And so I think one of the things that I'm going to show you later for the film is actually talking about basically the dialogue that I'm very interested in. And so when we talk about peace, then through the harmony, how you create the harmony is probably dialogue or understanding each other, thinking of others' happiness first, maybe even. So anyway, too long. Anyway, so I hope you will enjoy the other parts of the things too. And then, by the way, I also create the Heiwa Foundation right now, but this is a non-profit organization, 501c3, but it's but then in my feeling is that's the kind of what do you call it, experience that I had with a statue. I'm here to still wanted to continue to spread the peace, and then also continue to practice the Dharma, but not at the temple. but so which means I can go out. So, right, and but both are important, I think. Right, people who stay at the temple, they can do the peace in that particular way, and then the place and so forth, and then I can do so. Templeless minister. So, sorry. Wherever I am, that should be the temple too. So, so that's the kind of the freelancing that I'm doing. But as I said, Heiwa Foundation, Heiwa Peace and Reconciliation Foundation of New York. That's a long name, but that's really based upon Prince Shotoku's peace is the most value, nonviolence is essential. And then so he also continued for the dialogue is as important as anything else. So anyway, that's all my for today, and thank you very much for listening. And if you have any question, I guess we can have it later, right? My exchange. Then please join me as you place your palms together. 오문무진세간각仏道無常誓願上 Sentient beings are numberless. I vow to save them. Desires are endless. I vow to end them. The gate of Dharma is boundless. I vow to master it. The Buddha way is supreme. I vow to attain it. Namamida. 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 じゃあどうもありがとうございました。Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sensei, for your wonderful words. I knew I was going to forget this, and I did. At the beginning of the program today, you saw a list of people who passed away in the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombs. And what I was supposed to do and what I planned on was a moment of silence for those victims of the bombs. But I would also like to, as the Reverend said, discuss or talk about all of the other horrible things that are going on in our world today. We have Russia invading Ukraine, Hamas attacking Israel, and Israel turning around and attacking Gaza. We have in Africa huge amounts of starvation going on. And there were horrible incidents, probably throughout humankind, that we did to each other. And Sensei and I are probably on the same page. We would like that stopped. But I think that we ought to have a moment of silence for all those that have died unnecessarily. So if we could, please have a moment of silence. Thank you. I'm going to get on my high horse and talk not about the bombing, but what's happening in the world beyond what humans are doing to other humans. I don't know if you're concerned about your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, and their great-grandchildren. Are they going to have a place to live? Are they going to have food to eat? Are we going to be able to create enough food that we're not going to have the starvation that we're seeing in so many countries today? And I think that all comes to, we have to be kind to each other, and we have to be kind to Mother Nature. And we need to think about saving water, saving arable land, and making sure we don't destroy those things. And in Seattle, if you see all the big houses being built and you're wondering what in the world is going on, 3 people living in a 6,000 square foot house doesn't make any sense. That's my own personal view. So at any rate, I would like the Seattle Hiroshima Club to be part of the solution and not part of the problem. So those are my closing remarks. Please help us save the planet and stop the war.
Please join me in Gassho for closing Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Naman Dabs. Naman Dabs. Naman Dabs. On behalf of the Seattle Betsuin Buddhist Temple, I would like to thank everyone that made this service possible, including the Seattle Hiroshima Club for their participation, as well as its president, Kurt Nakayama, for co-chairing this service with me this morning, and Nakagaki-sensei for coming to speak to all of us. While we are all here, are there any announcements that people have for the general Sangha that's here?
Good morning. I'd like to extend an invitation to all of you to attend From Hiroshima to Hope, which will be on August 6th, this Tuesday, beginning at 6 p.m. with lantern preparation. And from 7 to 8 p.m., we will be having a family program. And then beginning at 8, we will have the Todo Nagashi, the lantern floating ceremony on Green Lake, to honor all victims of war and violence. So if you would like more detailed information about the location, go to our website at www.fromhiroshima.org. I hope you can make it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you again for attending this service this morning. So at the Seattle Betsuin Buddhist Temple, we are having the peace bell ringing on the actual date, time when the atomic bomb was dropped. For Hiroshima, actual time is August 5th here in Seattle time, August 5th, 4:15 p.m., 4:15 p.m. And for Nagasaki, August 8th, 7:02 p.m., 7:02 p.m. So we just ring the bell to remember and reflect upon the peace. So if you have time, please come to join us to ringing the Bonsho bell. In Nagasaki, in Hiroshima, in Japan, those time, or in Japan, August 6th, 8:15 a.m. In Nagasaki, August 9th, 11:02. So the siren goes off, entire city of Nagasaki. Then at the temple, we ring the bell for 1 minute. Gang, 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 just keep ringing the bell. So at that time, people stop doing anything, just 1 minute, 1 minute to having a moment of silence. So then if you have time, please join us. Then since next year is the 80th anniversary of Hiroshima, Nagasaki's atomic bombs victims memorial service. So then hopefully we can use the entire temple Hondo, and gym. So this is the 80th anniversary. So if we can do, Seattle Betsuin and the Hiroshima Club can get together to do something a little bit more bigger service or event to think about the atomic bomb, what happened 80 years ago. Then also think about the peace, how we can create a peace in this world. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Sensei. If there's no other announcements, this will conclude the online portion of this morning's service. Thank you very much for those that joined online for our Hiroshima Nagasaki Atomic Bomb Memorial service, and we hope that you tune in for future services.